Welcome to Human News. I am Emily Odekirk.
And I'm Abby Vormwald.
And today we're learning about the nervous system.
The nervous system is made up of three main things. There's the brain, the spinal cord, and the nerves that are all around your body.
It is also composed of cells called neurons.
The nervous system relays all messages from the brain to different parts of your body.
It also controls your five senses: smell, taste, hearing, seeing, and touch.
But things can also go wrong with this system, like structural disorder. This is when you have a brain or spinal cord injury and you can't relay the messages right, or you can't move.
Also, something else that can go wrong is if you have degeneration. It is when your nervous system shuts down or stops working and you don't have any feel anymore.
Welcome to Human News. I'm Abby Vormwald.
And I'm Emily Odekirk.
And today we're learning about
the skeletal system. The skeletal system are bones that provide a great place for external organs so they can't get hurt.
It provides structure for the muscle to attach to our bodies.
We need bones so we aren't just mush that's just like on the floor.
And did you know bones are alive?
Woo! Did you know that babies have over 300 bones in their bodies, but adults only have 206? It's because when you grow up, when you get older, they fuse together.
Things can also go wrong with this system. Bones can break, or they can crack and chip, or fracture or snap.
Also, something else that could go wrong is if you have bone cancer. Bone cancer is when the marrow in your bone does not have enough nutrients and the cells start dividing rapidly. Welcome to Human News. I'm Emily Odekirk.
And I'm Abby Vormwald.
And today we're going to be learning about the urinary system.
The urinary tract is a path that includes
the kidneys, the uteruses, the bladder, and the urethra.
The kidneys are two bean-shaped organs that filter waste from the blood and produce urine.
The uteruses are two thin tubes that take pee or urine from the kidneys into the bladder.
The bladder is a sac that holds the urine until you need to go to the bathroom.
The urethra is a tube that carries the urine out of the bladder and out of the body. In other words, going to the bathroom.
Yes. And then things can also go wrong. Again. Like kidney stones. It's when you have extra material in your body and they form little hard stones and then you get an infection.
Also, you can have bladder infections. This is when your body does not take enough water out of your body, so you just keep going to the bathroom.
Welcome to Human News. I'm Abby Vormwald.
And I'm Emily Odekirk.
And today we're talking about the integumentary system.
The integumentary system is made up of skin.
The layers of the skin are the epidermis, the dermis, and the hypodermis.
The epidermis is made up of epithelial cells. They have no blood vessels in them. They're just a layer of protection.
The dermis is made up of tissues that allows for stretching and flexibility.
The hypodermis is made up of vertebrae.
But things can go wrong. Like skin cancer. This is when the skin cells divide rapidly and they form lumps.
Also, you can get rashes. Rashes is when the skin cells become damaged and they just need repairing. Welcome to Human News. I'm Emily Odekirk.
And I'm Abby Vormwald.
And today we're learning about the muscular system.
Muscles are found everywhere in the body.
There are three types of muscles: cardiac, smooth, and skeletal.
The cardiac muscles are only found in the heart. They are responsible for pumping blood. They are an involuntary muscle, which means you don't control them.
Then there's smooth muscles. Smooth muscles are found in almost all of your organs. They're muscles that help you work your body. They are involuntary muscles. They are very smooth and uniform.
There are also skeletal muscles. They're the only voluntary muscle in the body. They are used for any physical action.
Also, things can go wrong.
You got that right.
Muscle cramps. Muscle cramps is when a muscle contracts and stays that way. This usually happens when you're very dehydrated. In other words, you need to drink some water or eat a banana.
There are also muscle spasms. These are a problem. This is when your muscle keeps contracting and expanding rapidly, like this. Welcome to Human News. I'm Abby Vormwald.
And I'm Emily Otterkirk.
And today we're learning about the digestive system.
The digestive system goes from your mouth
to your esophagus,
to your stomach,
to your large intestine and your small intestine,
and out your anus.
The digestive system is a series of hollowed-out organs joined together in a long tube to form the digestive system.
This system basically breaks down and absorbs food.
The organs that make up this system that are hollow are the esophagus, the stomach, the small and large intestine, the rectum, and the anus.
In all of these, there are glands that release digestive juices called ducts.
There are also two solid organs, the liver and the pancreas.
Also, the gallbladder stores juices until they are needed.
There are also food that are hard to further digest, to break down and eat. These are bread, meats, and vegetables.
Foods and drinks have to be broken down into smaller molecules so they can be absorbed.
But things can go wrong.
Oh no.
There's acid reflux. This is one disease when a liquid content from the stomach leaks into your esophagus.
Also, something very sad is diarrhea. This is a condition where excess fluid is frequently in your bowel. This is the #1 cause of infant death.
Also, when an adult has it, you hear some nasty noises come from that bathroom. Welcome to Human News. I'm Abby Vormwald.
And I'm Emily Otterkirk.
And today we're learning about the circulatory system.
In this system, which is also considered, or said as, the blood system, every single type of blood, white, red, T cells, any type of blood is carried through this very system. Did you know that the average human has almost 2,000 gallons of blood traveling through their body a day?
And that blood also goes through about 60,000 miles of blood vessels.
Whoa, man. An average adult has 5 to 6 quarts of blood, which makes plasma, red cells, white cells, and platelets.
In addition, in the circulatory system, it moves lymph, which is a clear fluid that gets rid of unwanted blood.
This system contains the arteria aorta,
the jugular vein,
the supra vena cava,
the caudasterd,
the pulmonary vein,
the subclavian vein,
the pulmonary artery,
the inferior vein cava,
the abdominal aorta,
and the thoracic artery.
Dun 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 dun. Blood cells can also get clotted. These are called blood clots. This is when blood is carried into your body and it just starts attaching to your the wall of your veins, and it just stays there and it clots up. And usually sometimes you lose feeling in where it is, or it hurts very badly. These problems are solved by getting blood transfusion or taking medicines.
Also, you can have a condition where if you get cut, it keeps bleeding and bleeding, and it will not clot, so you'll bleed to death. I would recommend seeing a doctor.
Do not let it keep bleeding. Unless you want to die, don't die.
Hello, and welcome to Human News. I'm Abby Vormwald.
And I'm Emily Otterkirk.
And today we're learning about the endocrine system.
This system regulates the body with things called hormones.
This system contains the hypothalamus,
The pituitary gland,
the pineal gland,
the thyroid,
the adrenal gland,
the pancreas,
the ovaries.
and the testes.
These control all emotions that we have.
Things can also go wrong. One thing that can go wrong is if one of these things stop screening or secreting or sending out hormones.
Also, if one of these ruptures, if there's too much pressure built up in one, it can just, kaboom! Then you'd probably die. Hello and welcome to Human News. I'm Abby Vormwald.
And I'm Emily Odekirk.
And today we're talking about the reproductive system.
When women are born, they're born with eggs already in their system. In other words, they don't have to start producing anything. They're just born with them naturally.
And then, once you get into your teen years, you go through puberty.
This is when you have growth in your breasts,
Public hair.
and then one magical thing happens. One egg a month goes down your fallopian tube and out, and that is your menstrual cycle.
Also known as your period. But only girls have them.
Yes, guys do not. Alright. This system contains, for the women, the fallopian tubes,
The ovary,
the uterus,
the pelvic bone,
the urethra,
the cervix,
the rectum.
and the vagina.
Now, on to men. Men go through puberty too. But when men start going through puberty, that's when they start producing sperm. They don't start producing sperm until they hit puberty, which means when they're born, they're not born with it.
And then there are the parts of it. First there is the penis,
The urethra,
the epidermis,
the testes,
the scrotum,
and the bulbourethral gland.
and then in there's these little things called sperm.
Which we already talked about. Sperm is just made up of a nucleus, mitochondria, and a tail. When this sperm goes into the woman's thing, and then it goes to find its egg. It's kind of like a race, whoever gets there first. This one sperm carries 23 chromosomes, and the egg of the woman carries 23 others. When they combine together, they get
babies.
In other words, you get pairs, which is 46 chromosomes. They group up into pairs.
Also, things can go wrong. Like when a woman drops 2 eggs down and they can attach to each other and combine twins, which then you would have to later separate with surgery.
Or sometimes, unfortunately, lose them. Guys can get Guys can have no sperm. In other words, they cannot produce their own offspring. Therefore, they cannot have kids.
Which means they're not fertile. This can also happen to women too.
Welcome to the Human News. I'm Emily Odekirk.
And I'm Mary Vormwald.
And today we're going to be learning about the respiratory system.
Air comes through the body by the mouth or the nose.
This system needs oxygen to work. The parts of the system are
the sinuses,
the nose,
the mouth,
the throat,
the windpipe,
and the bronchial tubes.
But things can go wrong, like lung cancer. This is when you smoke or other toxic chemicals are in the air and your lungs get blackened and you can't breathe.
Also, something very sad that you will get is CF. CF has to do with your bronchial tubes. When you swallow, you actually swallow mucus. And when CF children or adults can't clear their lungs, they have to wear special vests that vibrate them. That way their lungs will clear out. And they cough a lot and they have to take medicine. CF has not yet gained or has a cure. But hopefully someday they will find it.
Hello, and welcome Welcome to Human News. I'm Abby Vormwald.
And I'm Leota Crick.
And today we're learning about
the immune system. So, the immune system defends the diseases and injuries that you get in your body. The first line of defense is to keep pathogens out of the body.
The second line of defense is if pathogens do manage to enter your body, they multiply quickly, releasing toxins into your tissues.
Also, part of the second defense is the inflammatory response. This is a non-specific defense. The reaction is to the tissues caused by damage or infection that they try to fight off.
The interferorin, these are proteins that interfere with the growth of a virus. That's a good thing.
Also, things can go wrong. If you've ever heard of it, it's called rheumatoid arthritis. This is when your immune system is very weak, and it just stops fighting your viruses. It just somewhat shuts down.
Also, you can be born with no immune system, which basically, if you're a baby, you could get killed by the common cold.